Hello and welcome to Ascending High Priestess. I hope you guys are doing well. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those of you who have been with me for a little bit, thank you, thank you, thank you as always. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit share, like, and subscribe. I've missed you all. Let's see what energy pops up for you. I call in my team of highest white light to help me channel the messages that the collective needs to hear. And I am part of the collective, so that I would need to hear as well. And help me channel the messages that are very important to the collective. That way they'll be able to use some discernment and do what is right for them. Let's see what messages pop up at this time. All right. So we have Thoras. Okay. Thoras right now. This is your energy. The thorn, the hammer. The rune represents small trials. So you may be going through a trial right now, or you actually went through a trial, okay? It's something that started out with a tower, okay? Maybe a lesson that you needed to learn. But right now, these are some of the after effects. And after, you have a tower, there's a lot of shaking up that happens. The foundation needs to kind of be rebuilt. So you are in this building mode right now, okay? Trying to build a very firm foundation of what you had, okay? And with that comes new lessons. So let's see what is popping up in your energy. We may have someone that may have been hiding behind a mask. If you see the behind the mask card, this is someone that's, they're either concealing emotions for you or at one time concealed how they felt about you, okay? There was something that they couldn't show you, the real self. This person may have had a very rough childhood, or just was a very insecure kind of person, okay? So they sort of used a mask to obviously hide behind certain things, or that way you wouldn't find out that maybe this person was, or, that you thought that they were less than. And not that you would, but, this person's insecurities got the best of them. So they initially, when they kind of they approached you with this weird mask, and they were afraid that you perhaps maybe would judge them harshly, okay? If you look at the other card where it says divine intervention, this person is also going through some sort of judgment from the divine, okay? Divine is trying to, if you see that hand, divine is trying to, get them to kind of follow a certain path, follow a certain way. And it may have been rough for this person to sort of, give in to follow the leader kind of thing, okay? This person may not have been used to sort of letting go and, allow the universe to sort of step in. This was not something that they probably grew up doing. Being open and being vulnerable with the universe is something that they sort of fought, okay? So when divine intervention appeared to this person, it appeared as a very scary kind of thing. So they may have fought it and maybe perhaps ran the other way without learning certain lessons that divine and universe wanted to show them. With lessons come, sometimes they are difficult. However, the other side of that is that you become whole as a person. You become so much stronger. But, there are some, learning curves and learning bumps and winding roads that we all have to go through that sometimes are not pleasant. And sometimes, we do fight that system. We do fight sort of Big Brother into leading us to the correct path. And this person may have, mistaken the unexpected guidance for something else. If you look at the following card, this person also was fake flexing. Not only were they wearing a mask, but they were pretending. There was something about this person that they felt more comfortable, fake flexing. I have the money, I have the looks, I have the girls, I have the guys, I have the friends, but it was all superficial. Okay, this person may have thrived in superficial relationships, may have thrived in superficial environments, and felt challenged and even overwhelmed when it came time to sort of dip a little bit deeper into that pool of emotions and depth of friendships, and what allows you to create a very stable emotional relationship. As um, it takes a very it takes a great deal to have a very solid foundation with anyone, whether that's a friendship, that's a love interest. You also need to sort of, give and take and provide, a certain amount of vulnerability where you're showing this person, hey, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And, that other person, either they need to accept you wholly or they don't. And this person, I think, feared that people may not like who they saw for whatever reason. Again, this is their insecurity. Okay, let's see. So in the following cards, this person may have experienced um distance from you, okay, loneliness, okay. They've gone through some sort of spiritual awakening. I'm getting that they had to, I think the universe instinctively had to place this person in isolation, sort of like a timeout, okay, where they felt alone, where they felt that they had to go through a solo journey, even if it was for a little while, okay? This journey actually helped them spiritually, and it helped them decipher certain things that they needed, to that way they're able to follow a certain path. The same path that, the universe was trying to, show them initially is the same path that is still available for some, individuals. And this is the path of inner growth. This is the path of spirituality. This is the path of forgiveness, okay? And personal growth. And sometimes it takes, a brief time out in order for all of that to happen. And the universe has a very unique way of providing those little time outs for us. Sometimes they may seem unfair, they may seem very lonely, okay, but the universe has a very unique way of providing you with sort of like the study guides that you need to learn and the environment where you need to learn them, okay. This person may have felt trapped in a certain environment or with certain people. They may have felt like they were in danger. They may have felt like people were withdrawing or ignoring them. That there was a mask that that they used on people that potentially also trapped them. It potentially, trapped them in love and with, with people who lacked emotion, and this is not really who this person is, so they felt like they sort of trapped themselves. Okay, they ignored the hidden dangers, they ignored risky decisions, and this person was lured into this weird false trap of love and acceptance that really didn't exist. Okay, it didn't exist in their world. This person may, the universe is trying to kind of shed a lot of the baggage. Okay, and by doing that, the universe wants them to shred a lot of unwanted memories. Okay, they may have strong feelings about and strong urges about certain things that happened in the past, but this person is ready to let go of that, ready to shred a lot of this energy, so that way new energy can pop up, better energy, healthy energy. Okay, this person also used that mask because of fear. Okay, there was a lot of fear of rejection, a lot of fear of intimacy, a lot of fear of. I'm hearing that song, getting to know you. That song. So maybe this person feared getting to know people more deeply. So they used that mask to sort of hide who they really were. This person, though, in that environment, they got really, really tired of being someone's puppet. They got tired of actually being held back by, in life, by manipulators, by other people who just, felt that they were a puppet, because when people, you allow people to sort of see a very superficial part of yourself, you're not going to get to know people appropriately, the right way. So that person that you think you could trust is not really a trustworthy person, because you don't know them just like they don't know you. And this person who they got linked up with, or people, I'm seeing at least four. There was a lot of strings attached to this union, as is, we may call it a union, or this friendship. There were a lot of people who also masked themselves into beings, I'm hearing, that didn't have the right momentum to gain or make friendships or keep friendships, the right kind of friendships available. These were people that always had their hand out and always wanted more, but never gave to a situation. Okay. This person also, they they were in love with love, I guess. They were in love with the idea of love. They were in love with the idea of the fairy tale. So relationships and friendships was something that was extremely hard for this person to, I'm hearing the word manufacture, okay? To I guess properly give into, all right? Maybe this person wasn't taught properly how to give in relationships, okay? How to be a friend. Maybe this is something that was lacking in their life. So providing someone with a superficial version of themselves, it was the only thing that they knew how to do, because that was the only thing that they knew how to present. Maybe it was something that was presented to them as a child. Okay, and remember, we all learn what we see. Okay, so let's see. This person may have been in danger at one point, or they may have felt like they were in danger with the people that they were hanging out with, friends that they may have made. Um, but they definitely felt like, whatever happened, it was going to be a fatal blow. There was definitely some sort of irreversible damage, whether that was to their physical self, mental self, emotional. There was something that was lurking in their immediate surroundings that definitely had a measure of danger and destruction, and this person may have been very ignorant to that, and they saw some of the signs, let's put it this way, but they sort of ignored the bigger one. Okay, and which may have led to a bigger fallout, I'm hearing. This person may have felt a little bit trapped in their surroundings, okay, enclosed, but they want to realign so that way they could break down a lot of these walls that they created for themselves. They want to realign so that way they could choose love rather than superficiality, okay? They want to choose they want to be united with people. They want to be challenged by people now, with an open heart. This person has realigned to who they really are, and they're no longer choosing division. They're no longer choosing to be trapped by fear and by things that no longer they're no longer going to accept, that fake flex. They're no longer going to accept those superficial engagements with anyone. Okay, and I think that even if the things are presented to them like that again, I think that they've learned a lesson. This person is now really seeing other people for who they are, really seeing that they held the power all along, okay? That they realized there was a huge, huge imbalance in their life, okay? That they were made to feel very, very small in a situation. And by, I guess, participating with such a group, they also made other people feel small and feel powerless. And this is something that they feel very guilty about, okay? And they want to reset that imbalance. They want to work towards making things right. This person, if they get their ish together, will be extremely successful because the universe is going to work with them to help them find some sort of actual success, not momentary success or joy. Okay, people, I think in the past, this person sought validation through fame and fortune when it was all again a fake flex. They were surrounded by people who were only interested with momentary joy, who were only interested on how to present themselves to the public. Again, very superficial. It wasn't anything deep, okay? So this person was so consumed with, being successful and being rich that they sort of missed that major lesson. And they realized that by acting a certain way, they lost everything. They lost themselves, okay? All right, this person may have been a Casanova. Okay, they may have been um, a very low vibing karmic at one time, who was just circling the drain with other low vibing people. All right. This person, may have been with, they may be a very good looking person. They may be someone who is of high stature. This person was easily distracted by anything, by anything shiny, okay? And they enjoyed having multiple lovers. They enjoyed um, having the one night flings, okay? Which is why they were so much more comfortable being superficial because, if you're with a new person every night, you don't have to get that deep with anyone. And they're starting to realize that they were foolish, that they underestimated a lot of people. They underestimated people who were good in their life, who, the real connections that they may have valued. They are recognizing that, it is important. It is important to make those real connections. It's not as important to be chasing the shiny things because shiny things become dull later on. And what looks like gold could definitely be fool's gold, and what looks like, the grass is greener on the other side could definitely be fake grass. And that's why that fake flex is super important, because this person has learned that, all that Instagram flash, that was just that. It was just flash. There was nothing of substance, okay? This person may have been gone through a digital detox. Maybe they lost friends, they lost real relationships, they lost real connections. But again, that was all divine intervention, because the the the, the universe had kind of set it up where this person had to lose everything to gain everything. And in order for that to happen, you need to feel overwhelmed. You need to feel like, you were trapped. You need to feel like things were not going the right way. If this person would have continued going down that path, perhaps there would have been in more danger. And the universe would have set it up where this person had to see for themselves who and why he was surrounded by the people that he was surrounded by. And I say he because it could definitely be a she, okay? Let's see what other energies pop up. And don't forget, if you need a private reading, my email is gypsy888@usa.com. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's see what energies. So this person is learning how to be flexible, okay? They are learning that they need to overcome certain things, but they also need to be flexible. Octopuses are octopi are very, very smart, okay? They're very smart. So this person, they have that going, that they're going to learn that, they can't hide behind a mask or behind those sunglasses. They are strategic, but, and they are strategic, but they're showing that there is an ability to sort of bounce back. There is an ability to learn from the universe. There is an ability to learn from others, and learning from others is not a bad thing. Being flexible is not a bad thing, okay? Being open is not a bad thing. This person is learning that, hey, I have a lot going for myself. I'm actually a pretty great person once you get to know me, and it's okay to get to know other people and, really find out what makes them tick, and really find out that, hey, if this person is not right for me, I could walk away without being a jerk, or I could walk away without having some sort of weird interchangeable thing, some sort of weird, I'm getting the word tangible, okay? Um, but I think what's happening is that the universe is giving this person a chance to learn how to sort of make friends, how to be a friend, how to be someone that people could count on, and how to be strong in who they are. Yeah, and they're letting go of a lot of anger, okay? This person was feeling unworthy, feeling like they didn't deserve certain things, feeling like they didn't even deserve you, which is probably why they let you go and they got caught up and trapped in other situations. And, but this person's starting to recognize that, true abundance and true love comes from within, and only when you recognize that can you could give that to other people. And this person is ready, they're ready, and they're ready to take the necessary steps to follow that path. They're ready to do the work, and this time around they're ready to take control and be someone of authority, okay? Let's see what the tarot will say. So this person fought for a very, very long time. They fought transformation. They fought change. They sought change as something that was really, really bad. Why should I change? There's nothing wrong with me. Why should I be open and willing to accept people? People hurt people. Okay, so I think this person was coming from a very narrow-minded kind of thought pattern, but this person also was someone that was probably hurt a lot, and that doesn't excuse behavior. I'm just trying to explain how this person may have felt. This person definitely has to make a very difficult choice. They are in a crossroad right now, and this person could either make the right choice or the wrong choice. But whichever choice this person chooses, there are going to be some, again, gifts, lessons, and the universe will guide that person accordingly. This person is definitely going to walk away from their past, just going to let go, and they're going to leave probably everything behind. Whatever they built, whatever they had going in the past, friendships, lovers, homes, careers, everything is going to be left by the wayside. They're definitely going to make their own path, and they're going to make their own path and find a way out. And the universe is going to lead them to the appropriate place. They're going to lead them to new love. And this person is having not only a spiritual awakening, they are having an emotional awakening, and they're finally using their intuition, okay? If anything, this person has learned that their intuition is valuable, okay? It is something that will guide you and help you and protect you. So let's see what messages will pop up. This person is no longer tolerating anyone that's going to bully them, any stress, any arguments. They're just walking away into calm, peaceful waters, okay? No aggression, no disputes. They are giving in to the universe, so that way the universe is able to work with them. Okay, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, let's see. So this person is definitely doing some shadow work, and as we all do, as we all should. Okay, and shadow work is not easy. It can be painful. Everybody goes through some sort of metamorphosis when you do some shadow work. Some people may work with their shadow maybe a month or two. Some people could take 20 years to do certain things, and that's okay. Everybody is in a different timeline, and what you do and what you learn from working in your own shadow is valuable to you. Okay, don't ever compare yourself to anyone else. Your work is your work. Your worth is your worth. Okay, and we could see that this person's going to definitely be rewarded, recognized for doing that work. And there may be challenges and obstacles, but that's not unheard of. That is growth. That is growth. Okay, this person is no longer going to be emotionally withdrawn, which is great, because this person, that means that they are growing as a person. That means that they are emotionally available, so the universe can work with them, and they may be able to recognize the good, the bad, and the ugly, whether it's in others or themselves. And this person has opened up like a flower and are really learning that, hey, you know what? This is great. I am able to move on, and I am able to, even as broken as I am able to see who I am for the first time clearly, which is absolutely beautiful. So I think that the universe, one of the best things that has happened is that this person is going to follow their passion. Okay, and basically the universe is going to give them a chance to follow their passion. Okay, the universe is saying to them, if there's something that excites and motivates you, it's a message from your Akashic records that it can lead you to your abundance. Don't silence it. So this message is for you as well. Whatever you like doing, I'm getting for some for whatever reason, I just got pedicure. Maybe you want to be like open up your own nail salon or a nail tech. This is something that you've been working really hard on. Do it if that's your passion. For some of you, you want to do Reiki. Others of you, you want to go into construction. Whatever you like, go for it, because your passion's lead is something that will benefit you. It's something that will continue to give you more of, okay? And it's something that you will always, always be happy with, okay? So it's your time and their time to soar. You're being asked to stop dimming your own light, period, okay? Your ancestors, your team of highest, white light, they want you to stop dimming your own light. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are meant to shine. So shine, okay? It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self roar. So fly high, dear one, okay? They want you to soar, okay? Soar as high as you can. Set those goals, change, the course of your path to something better, something more fruitful, something that's fun, and something that, you're going to be super duper proud of. You have your team right behind you. Ask them to help you. They're there. Don't be afraid. If there's something that you really want, whether it's a job, whether it's, to go back to school and be a nail tech, or whether it's those connections that you vitally need to open up your own business, look around, ask your ancestors and your team, hey, I really, really, I want to do this. Just help me out. and just, help me make the first step so that way, my dreams could come true, and they will do it, okay? I hope this message resonated with you. Please hit share and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Take care.